Were the conditions a factor? Did you think about that during the game, considering how hot it was? Was that part of your old run game?
Yeah, conditions were most certainly a factor. It was hot today. I mean, really hot. This was very similar to our Tuesday practice, except for we were off the field by 10:30, so it wasn't quite this hot. The humidity was probably about the same. I think it affects you to a great deal. I think for us, our plan going in is run the football, control the clock, try to tire them out. I think if you can control line of scrimmage in a game like this, you want to have explosive plays, but being able to run the football and grind out the run game and make them stay on the field, really, I think plays to your advantage on both sides of the ball. It helps your defense out. So without question, our game plan, key number one, like our 3 keys of victory. I have 3 keys every week to win a game. It's not always the same. Key number one this week was win the run game. Like we had to win the run game to win the game, and we did. And I felt like it was going to fit the environment for sure with the Heat.
You spent a lot of time working the officials. Were you trying to find out if your technique was wrong?
Well, on a couple of them, yeah. Like a couple of the DPIs I thought were right. A couple of them I had questions. And then there were a couple of no calls on some stuff on the other side that I'm like, that's pretty obvious. Like a couple, like the grounding, they weren't going to call. It went to the review. I'm like, I could see the ball mark where the ball. It was like a half yard behind. Like the ball mark, the little black pebbles flew up. I'm like,
did you request?
Well, I was on them. I don't know. I didn't request. I wasn't going to use a timeout to review it. But I was like telling them, y'all need to look at that. Like that's pretty glaring. And I think they, got the message. But there was just a number of things that, look, officiating's not perfect, never is going to be. But there were some things I felt like I just wanted clarity on. And I know all those guys. Those are Sunbelt guys. I like them. That's a great, really good crew. Now, those guys have had me a few times, and so they know how to deal with me. If you work a game that as an official that I'm coaching, they know that I'm gonna talk to them because I just want information.
On a day with the miscues of trying to work through all that, his kickoff. How big is that just to give you some breathing?
Well, it's huge. You go into the halftime, and we're up 4, and it makes it a 2-score game, and it's just kind of like momentum. You talk about wanting to go down and get points on the first drive. Well, there you go. You get on the opening kickoff. How about that? Like. And Rayshawn, man, has worked so hard. Like he's such a tremendous worker. He gives great effort. He's a great teammate. He's got a really bright future. This was really his first week being the full-time kickoff return because of injury to Shotty. I think Shotty will be back, but I'm not going to call Shotty tonight and tell him that he lost his job by being out, but we'll see because that was a pretty impressive return. And it was definitely a game-changing, momentum-changing play for sure. Now we go back and give them a long run right after it, which is just dumb by us on the fit. But we'll get better. But big time play by Rayshawn. And, I say all the time, guys that work really hard kind of, usually they play pretty good. Well, he's been working really hard. And he's had a great summer. And, he gets everything he deserves because he works really hard at it.
Genshu's interception right before the half. That made you 3 interceptions for the year, 3 touchdown returns.
How about that? Yeah. Jack had 2 big plays. That one and then the hit that he had. That was a grown man hit. Like he laid the wood there. Jack's got to be a little cleaner in some area coverage stuff. He got a little too nosy a couple of times. He's got a really bright future too. Smart kid, talented kid, big time upside. Big play by him, though. That's a huge play right there going to the half to get that pick 6 for sure.
I don't know if you believe in like intangibles and stuff, but I mean, this was a tough game, right? I mean, you're going on the road, you're playing the rest of the team, you all come off 2 big opponents. I mean, is this the kind of thing you just want to survive and get out here with a win? I know.
No, there's something like, to me, our team's been tested. I don't worry about us needing to like get a test. I'm just right now. Are we playing detailed enough, disciplined enough to win the next one? That's where my mind's at. Like we're a tough group. I like with the culture of the locker room. I like the guys we got. We just have to start playing with better detail and better discipline. And well, we're gonna give a game away here that we shouldn't. And you know, uh, I'm proud of the fight, and I think we have a culture that's gritty and tough and blue collar, but we just got to play better football at times, and it's got to happen fast.
Even had missed the last field goal, but he made the others and kicked off
Yep.
really well, which
Yeah.
we saw what the difference that was too.
Yeah.
When you had to feel about his performance.
Well, their number 21, the running back, is a dude returner.
Mhm.
Not a good returner. He's one of the best in the country last year. Okay. Like I think he might have led the country in kickoff return average last year. So touchbacks are huge when you're playing that kind of return guy. And then field goals and extra points, he's been handling it well. He missed them at the end. If he makes that, probably puts the game on ice. He's a true freshman that, when we brought the 2 true freshmen in, him and Durkin, the plan was really to see which one could go win the kickoff job. Well, Durkin's been down a little with a slight injury. And then Barnes goes down. I think Jacob will be back next week. I think there's a chance Durkin could be back too. But both of them were out today, and we knew that for sure as of about Thursday. And so he had to kick field goals. And last week his first extra point attempt was less than desired. When he came off, I told him, I said, "Hey, good news is it can't get any worse." And I thought he responded pretty well last week, and then this week, he made a big field goal there, missed that one at the end. Was definitely long enough, just a little left. He boomed it. I mean, he kicked it solid, but it just a little left, and he'll bounce back. He's a resilient kid, but I thought he performed well today.
Y'all have any trouble with cramps or anything?
We had 4 IVs at halftime. Fourth quarter, several cramps. Second quarter, 1 or 2. Right? You typically get them second quarter, fourth quarter. We had 2 or 3 guys lock up at different times. Rishi on a kickoff that we didn't play a ton of snaps. So sometimes those long kickoffs, he wasn't sure if he's cramping or pulled a muscle for a second there. 4 IVs at halftime, I think, which is not outrageous on a day like this.
You didn't, no IV for you?
No IV. I got my own fluid that I'll drink later. Yeah. Thank you all.
Thank you.
All right, appreciate it. All right, big dog. Huh?